Welcome to the 9th EGEE screencast on grid computing, brought to you by the Direct User Support team. During this screencast we will discuss about the job perusal mechanism, which is used in case a user wants to monitor the output of a grid job as it executes on a grid worker node. In the common case, when a user submits a job to the EGEE grid, he or she may only retrieve the output once the job reaches the done success state. In many cases, however, especially for long jobs that may run for several days, it is useful to monitor the output files of a job as it executes on the worker node. This may be achieved with the job perusal mechanism. To demonstrate the job perusal mechanism, a simple example script has been prepared. The script does nothing but output the current date once every 88 seconds. In the JDL file describing our job, we are now using two new attributes. These are the perusal file enable attribute and the perusal time interval attribute. The first one is set to the value true, as we wish to use the perusal mechanism on this grid job. The second one defines in seconds the time interval at which we wish to check the output of our job. In this case, this is set to 600 seconds, which translates to 10 minutes. Thus, once every 10 minutes we may retrieve the output of our dummy script on the user interface. As the script will take a long time to execute before submitting it as a normal job to the grid, we need to issue a short-term proxy and then store a long-term proxy on the MyProxy service, as already discussed in one of our previous screencasts. We then submit the job with the glide WMS job submit command as usual. Once the job has been submitted, we may define which files we want to retrieve once it starts running with the glide WMS job perusal command, followed by the --set flag. We then provide the file names of the files we need to monitor using consecutively the -f flag followed by the file name. Lastly, we also provide the job identifier of our job using the -i flag followed by the identifier file we created when submitting the job. So far, we have enabled the perusal mechanism and defined the perusal time interval within the JDL file, and we have defined the files we need to monitor with the glide WMS job perusal command. In our case, we only need to monitor one file, the std.out. Now, in order to retrieve its contents, we use once again the glide WMS job perusal command followed by the --get flag. The rest of its syntax is the same we used in the first place, using the --set flag. As you can see, the contents of the std.out file are printed directly on our monitor. On top of that, its contents are also stored in a file residing in the directory named job output in the user's home directory, so whenever we reissue the previous get command, the new output is printed on the screen and appended to that local file. Finally, if we want to stop using the perusal mechanism as the job is still running, we may use the glide WMS job perusal command with the --unset flag. The job perusal can be re-enabled at any point using the --set parameter as discussed earlier. Notice that regardless of whether we use the perusal mechanism or not, the files defined in the output sandbox in the JDL file will still be available for retrieval once the job reaches the done success state. This concludes our demonstration of the job perusal mechanism. On behalf of the Direct User Support team, thank you for watching.